I am Michelle,
And I'm Isaiah.
and this is Shifting Veils, where we talk about the unexplained, possibly paranormal, and always strange.
In this week's episode, we are going to discuss the unsolved mystery of the Circleville letters. And if you like that sort of stuff, maybe give us a like, share, and follow. And don't forget, if you have your own spooky story, send us an email. We may feature your story in a future episode.
Beginning in the late 1970s, hundreds of anonymous letters were sent throughout Circleville, Ohio, reaching homes, businesses, and public offices. Their contents were disturbing. Threats to unveil personal secrets, accusations of misconduct, and ominous warnings of dire consequence. Quote, "I've been observing your house," end quote, read the anonymous letter Mary Gillespie read in 1977. "And I know you have children." That would freak me out. Um, I know you have children. Yeah. Says, "Stay away from Massey," the other letter ordered. Somehow someone knew that Mary Gillespie was having an affair with school superintendent Gordon Massey. Gillespie was a local bus driver, and she wasn't the only target. Across Circleville, Ohio, residents began finding anonymous letters in their mailboxes. So did elected officials, journalists, and even law enforcement. The messages were laced with threats, accusations, and intimate knowledge of private lives. But what did the Circleville letters want? And just how far was this writer willing to go?
It wasn't just Mary. Soon, her husband Ron Gillespie started receiving letters too. They weren't just accusations, they were demands. Someone wanted Ron to take matters into his own hands. "Mr. Gillespie, your wife is seeing Gordon Massey," one of the letters read. "You should catch them together and kill them both. He doesn't deserve to live."
Damn, that's kind of harsh. You should kill them both.
Yeah, well, some people don't take people who are cheaters very well.
No, they're not really tiptoeing around this, are they? A little
No.
demanding.
Circleville is a quiet town, just 30 minutes from Columbus, and it doesn't seem like the kind of place where neighbors turned on each other. But the anonymous letters told a different story. They targeted dozens of residents in the town of 12,000, and the attacks on Mary Gillespie were especially cruel, relentless, invasive, and deeply personal.
One letter to her husband, Ron, read, "Gillespie, you have had 2 weeks and done nothing. Admit the truth and inform the school board. If not, I will broadcast it on CBS, posters, signs, and billboards until the truth comes out." CBS? Like, these people have some connections or something?
Maybe.
Oh, this wasn't idle gossip. It was a campaign of psychological warfare, one that would soon take a deadly turn. On a warm August evening in 1977, the phone rang at the Gillespie home. Ron answered. Moments later, he stormed out of the house, a .22 caliber revolver clenched in his hand. He told his daughter he was going to confront the person behind the Circleville letters. He never made it. Not long after, Ron's truck veered off the road and slammed into a tree. He was killed on impact.
So was the truck all along. The crash was ruled an accident, but questions lingered. Why had Ron brought a gun? Who had called him? And was the Circleville letter writer somehow responsible? The local coroner ruled Ron Gillespie's death an accident, but his brother-in-law, Paul Freshore, believed otherwise. To him, it looked like murder. Before he died, did Ron confront the person behind the Circleville letters? Police discovered that Ron's .22 caliber revolver had been fired once before the crash, but they never found a bullet, a target, or a clear reason why. Had he fired in warning, in defense, or had someone else pulled the trigger? The mystery deepened and the letters kept coming. Even after Ron Gillespie's death, the Circleville letters kept coming. Mary Gillespie, now a widow, remained a primary target along with Gordon Massey. "Everyone knows what you have done," one letter taunted. "If you don't believe us, just make them mad and find out for yourself." The threats grew more sinister, and in February of 1983, they nearly turned deadly.
While driving her school bus along, what is that?
S- s-
Scioto?
I would say Scioto or Scioto.
Scioto? Darby Road? I don't know. I'm going to call it Darby Road. Mary spotted a crude, handwritten sign posted on a fence. It contained an obscene message about her teenage daughter, Tracy. Infuriated, Mary stopped the bus, tore down the sign, and took it, along with the wooden post it was mounted on, back to the bus. Later that day, she examined the post more closely. Hidden inside was a small container. Inside that container was a .25 caliber handgun rigged to fire if the sign was pulled the wrong way. It was a trap, and it could have killed her. It could have killed anybody. Um,
They just expected her to go and grab the signpost?
yeah, that's really wild. Uh, this marked a chilling escalation in the Circleville letter campaign. I should say so. Um, whoever was behind the letters wasn't just watching anymore, they were hunting. The gun gave authorities their first real break in the case. The investigators from the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation recovered a serial number from the weapon. It traced back to Paul Freshour. Is it Freshour? Freshour.
I said Freshshore.
Freshour, we'll go with that. Ron Gillespie's brother in law. Freshour was married to Ron's sister and had long suspected foul play in Ron's death. Now he was suddenly at the center of the investigation. Police searched Freshour's home and found evidence that seemed to link him to the booby-trapped gun. Then came a bombshell.
Freshore's estranged wife, Karen Sue, told police that Paul had written the Circleville letters. The couple was in the middle of a bitter divorce, and Karen claimed she had found letters hidden throughout their home. Freshour denied everything. He insisted the gun had been stolen weeks earlier, but the evidence was mounting. He agreed to take a polygraph test. The result? Deception detected. Authorities arrested Freshour and charged him with attempted murder. During the trial, handwriting experts testified that he could be the author of the Circleville letters. The jury convicted him in 1984 off of he could be.
Right?
He denied any involvement, but in 1983 he was arrested and later convicted of attempted murder.
Sometimes I feel like there's just so much pressure on authorities to nail somebody. They just take anything they get, you know?
I would think that that would have been something that was admissible in court, just because of the possibility of it not being his handwriting.
I mean, possibly now. This was what now in the
84.
80s? Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know. It probably depends on the community and depends on, what day and age, I guess.
that's
I
true.
don't know. Residents of Circleville hoped the nightmare was over. With Freshour behind bars, surely the letters would stop. But they didn't. They kept arriving, they kept threatening, and they kept coming from Circleville. Hundreds of letters targeting residents, officials, and even journalists. The tone was just as venomous, the secrets just as personal. Even while Fresh Hour was, I keep wanting to say Fresh Hour, Fresh Hour was in solitary confinement with no access to pen or paper. The prison warden confirmed it was impossible for him to be sending them. In a bizarre twist, Freshore himself received a letter from the anonymous writer while incarcerated. It was as if the true author was taunting him and the entire town. The mystery deepened. It was as if the real author was still out there watching, mocking, and writing. Who hated Paul enough to try to get him into trouble? Freshore's lawyer asked the jury. If you read the divorce decree, who stands to profit financially if Paul is convicted and goes to prison? Suspicion turned toward Karen Sue, Paul's ex-wife. She had reported him to police and claimed to have found letters hidden throughout their home. Her boyfriend notably matched a witness description from the scene of the booby trap sign. Had Karen Sue and her boyfriend set up Paul Freshour? A decade passed and the letters kept coming. A decade.
So they didn't
Like,
do? Did they not do anything with Karen Sue
I guess not. I
or
mean,
the
this just,
boyfriend?
This started at the end of the 70s, 77. A decade passes, like you're in 84, and then a decade passes. And he's still sitting there incarcerated. But the letters, they didn't let him out, right?
But
No.
the letters could be written by him. So
But he was in solitary, no pen
even
and paper.
think about it though, even back then they were able to post date letters. You could set something up with the post office where they'll send letters out later at a
But
later date.
from prison, don't they like monitor all of that?
If they already have like letters set up to be mailed out like months ahead, I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe they would still send the letters out. I would assume if they're paid to do their job, they're doing their job.
I just would think that the warden would be able to keep track of things like that, you know?
Well, when I say he could have written the letters, I'm still going off what the jury said.
Yeah. They convicted him on a could have.
Then in
So
December 1993, not 83, 1993, Unsolved Mysteries arrived in Circleville to investigate the case. Before they could even begin filming, the show received a postcard. It read, "Forget Circleville, Ohio. If you come to Ohio, you sickos will pay." It was signed the Circleville Rider.
they even threatened unsolved mysteries.
Yeah,
That's insane.
I wonder, do you remember if they did an episode on Circleville or not?
I don't. I don't
Because
remember. I'm gonna
I
have
mean,
to look.
there's so many episodes of Unsolved
I
Mysteries.
know. I know, but I bet if you Google unsolved mystery Circleville writer,
Mm.
they probably did. I doubt that that would.
What makes Unsolved Mysteries sickos? They're trying to solve unsolved mysteries.
Right? Right? You sickos. You mystery loving sickos.
You mystery solving sickos. How dare you solve mysteries that should be solved?
That's pretty good.
Even
Stupid.
national Even national media wasn't safe. Whoever was behind the letters was still watching, still writing, still threatening. And it was signed the Circleville Rider. So I assume up until then it wasn't, signed Circleville Rider all the way up until Unsolved Mysteries. So
Right. Did they just start signing it that way?
they're like,
Like,
"Oh, they gave me a name."
I feel like they are like loving the celebrity,
Oh
maybe
yeah. Oh yeah. They're
at
they
this point.
they love that they're not getting caught, and so they're going to throw a little bit out there to possibly try and get them caught because they're enjoying the chase.
Getting a little cocky.
Yeah. Because it was the
That's when
same
you
way with
get caught.
that was the same way with the Zodiac Killer though too. Zodiac Killer put stuff out there and constantly just to try and he was trying to get caught without getting caught.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Speaking with Unsolved Mysteries, Paul Freshore pleaded for answers. "I'd really like to see someone really look at this case on the letters," he said. "Reopen the letter part of it and get in and find out who wrote the letters."
Then in 1994, the same year, Freshore was released from prison on parole. Something strange happened. The letters stopped. After nearly 2 decades of anonymous threats, accusations, and psychological torment, the mailboxes of Circleville fell silent. No more poison pen messages. No more cryptic warnings. No more taunts from the shadows. Paul Freshore went to his grave in 2012 insisting he did not write the Circleville letters. But decades later, a forensic document expert named Beverly East conducted an independent analysis of the letters. Her findings, there were notable similarities between Freshore's handwriting and the anonymous letters, particularly in the way he formed certain letters like the distinctive G. This analysis reignited debate. Was Freshore lying all along, or had someone mimicked his handwriting to frame him? Despite the forensic clues, no definitive proof has ever emerged. The case remains officially unsolved. Decades after the final letters arrived, the identity of the Circleville writer remains a mystery. Despite forensic analysis, eyewitness accounts, and the years of investigation, no one has ever been conclusively proven to be the author. The local sheriff's office eventually closed the case, leaving behind more questions than answers. Was it Paul Freshore, his ex-wife, a hidden figure in the town's shadows? No one knows for sure. And in Circleville, Ohio, the memory of those letters still lingers, folded in fear, sealed in silence, and stamped with a mystery that may never be solved.
Now, I'm curious before this finishes up here.
Uh-huh.
Why didn't they just circle everybody up in the town? It's 12,000 people. I know they said it was 12,000 people, I think, but why didn't they have people come in and just write something out? Because all they have to go off of is how people's handwriting is. So why didn't
Right.
they I mean, everybody's had schoolwork done. Everybody's had to sign documents. Everybody's had to like write up documents, something. I mean, this is in the 80s, so not everything was
Mm-hmm.
typed up at this point.
Right.
So,
Yeah, they could have done that. And at the very least, they should have taken the ex-wife in and had her write.
hmm
Because and it is my opinion, and I could be very, very wrong, and we'll never know for sure, but I think that she was writing them. If somebody was writing them and it wasn't Paul, it would have to be somebody very close to him. And if they were in a messy divorce,
I
would she not?
I'm actually surprised they. I guess I'm not really surprised, but at the same time, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't actually look more into her because, yeah, I mean,
The weapon.
isn't it the situation of like always look at the spouse
Mm-hmm.
because it's
Yeah.
usually like you just said, it's usually somebody close to them. And so the spouse, and she, like you said, also going through messy divorce. She's got a boyfriend, but those two are still living together, and
Mm-hmm.
she's throwing him out by saying he's got all these letters, and his his handwriting could be the letters writing, and it's just it. Yeah, and why didn't they do anything more with her? I mean, what'd you say? It was like 10, 10 months, a decade
Yeah. I mean,
went
couple.
by.
Yeah.
Nothing happened with her?
Yeah. Yep. So
That that's crazy.
it is just kind of crazy. They should have looked at her more. The whole rigging of the signpost and everything. I, as a woman, I will sit here unapologetically and say that sounds like something a woman would do. You can agree with me or disagree. I really don't care. um, Usually, I feel like a man would be more direct and would just, I mean, point blank, shoot somebody. Whether it's face to face or sniper or something like that, I don't think that a man is going to take a firearm and rig it into a fence post or a signpost. It just doesn't. I don't know.
I mean, you're not wrong. Men are more confrontational
Mm-hmm.
on a regular basis,
Yeah,
and women, though, can be confrontational, obviously, but
can be.
they, well, just like his handwriting could be.
Right. There's so many could be's here.
um, no, the you brought up a good point. The fence post, like it was rigged to shoot whoever was messing with the sign, but she just so happened to pull the whole thing down and it not go off somehow, and she just realized it was there like when she got it home.
Right.
That's a little suspicious to me. Not, I mean,
That's weird too.
unless it was rigged badly, but
Which was something a woman could do. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm really sorry, ladies. Um, I mean, not all of us are MacGyvers, okay?
yeah.
Um, so
Those
I'm gonna
shades,
get hate
gotta take
mail.
those shades off. Gotta take those shades off.
I'm gonna get hate mail. I'm gonna have to issue like a public apology next
Yeah,
episode.
We're going to have you take that down a notch.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Uh, thanks for joining us and peeling back the layers of this cryptic tale. If you've got theories, yeah, tell me what you think. Who's voting for the ladies and who's voting for the men? Was it the ex-wife or was it Paul? Let us know.
Yeah, Paul, Mary, or Joseph.
Something like that. Yes. Let us know what your theories are. Or if you have stories of your own, send them our way. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your mailboxes locked.